7:37 now. On Monday, Food Day will be celebrated across the country. Over 1,800 grassroots events have been planned to celebrate the day, including more than 25 right here in Connecticut. Event organizer Annalisa Paik is here with the Fairfield Green Food Guide. Tell us a little bit about Food Day, because this is a new event, so a lot of people have never obviously heard of it before.
It is. It's a national celebration, and it's a day of awareness and action. It's a day for communities to come together and raise awareness about and start dialogues about issues concerning food production and consumption in our country. It's also a day to celebrate good food, food that promotes good health and is kind to the land, the animals, and farm workers.
It's very much like Earth Day.
Absolutely.
And so tell me a little bit about, it's really eating healthy is the main focus of it.
It is. It's eating healthy and eating a way that's sustainable so that we're not depleting our resources so that future generations can provide for themselves, the same way we're providing for ourselves now.
Now, I know you're in charge of many of these events that are happening in the state. One of them is really dedicated to improving the food for schools.
I am very excited about this event. It's going to be held both at noon in Greenwich at Greenwich Audubon and at 7 p.m. at Pequot Library in Southport, Connecticut. And two experts, nationally recognized for their expertise in sustainable food, John Tureen and Amy Calafa, are partnering up to present Overcoming Obstacles to Improving School Food.
So, Amy wrote this book, Lunch Wars. So why is it so difficult? What's the real holdup that keeps good food from getting into schools?
It's a very complicated program. It's the National School Lunch Program. You have to deal with the USDA commodity program. You're dealing with limited funding from the government, budget constraints at the school district level, and the overarching issue is that we've moved to an industrial food system. We've moved away from real food, food like this, that's grown locally, whole food that you can take and prepare simply and eat. But Amy and John are experts in going back to that movement.
And when you say John's an expert in sustainable food, tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. Sustainable food is the opposite of industrial food. So it's food that's produced in harmony with nature and that promotes good health. So we'd be talking about locally grown food from small and medium-sized family farms, the resources that we've forgotten about as we move toward that industrial food system. And quite frankly, it's made our country sick eating that way. We have an obesity epidemic. We have a healthcare crisis. We need to change the way that we eat to really save our environment and save our health.
And it's the way people think about food too. At local markets and green markets are sprouting up all over. I know there's a big one right here in downtown New Haven.
There is.
What can people do on Food Day in their own homes, when they're grocery shopping, to really make the most out of that day?
Well, as you stated earlier, this is a great weekend to go apple picking.
Yes.
I would encourage people to go out and spend some time with your family or friends and go apple picking. Visit a farm stand or a farmer's market. Pick up some of the amazing fall vegetables that our farmers are growing. And spend a day eating with your family and friends, eating real food and celebrating the real food.
So that means no fast food, no microwave meals.
It's not good for us.
It's not, and it could be a challenge for parents to create a real meal from scratch.
It is.
Or maybe a challenge for me.
Well, that's why some of the events are actually cooking instruction events.
Oh, great.
Yeah, anyone can go on foodday.org to find out about the events, and the event that I'm putting together with Amy and John, they can find out more on fairfieldgreenfoodguide.com.
And of course, we'll have more on our website that links to your website. At WTNH.com, you can learn much more about how you can get involved in Food Day, going out to these local events.